Good morning, friends. It's Mrs. Smith from the Northumberland Public Library, and I'm glad that you could join me for Storytime at Home today. Today we're going to read stories about all kinds of friends. But first, let's sing our hello song. We'll sing it through twice. Here we go. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Good. I'm so glad you could be here today. Well, friends. Friends can be somebody who's just like us. Maybe we like all the same things and we'd like to do all the same things. But friends can also be somebody who's very different from us. So here's a book about some friends who you wouldn't think maybe would be friends. They're very different. And it's called A Friend Like You. And it's by Tanja Ascani. And it is from Scholastic Press. So, I didn't show you the cover yet on purpose. Here's the cover. A Friend Like You. Are you a friend? If you are shy, I can be brave. Even if you are very big and I am very small. Even if you think I am different. Something just tells me that we're going to get along. Being friends is easy. When the friends are you and me, we'll share adventures and secrets. Looks like he's whispering in his ear, doesn't it? I'll only tease you a little bit. Can you see? Looks like the bunny is sticking out its tongue at the hedgehog. Others might wonder why we're friends. But we'll just let them wonder. We won't let anything come between us. And if one day you feel sad, I'll understand. I will be there by your side. I will feel lucky to have a friend. A friend just like you. The end. Those are really cute pictures, aren't they? Those friends are really different from each other, aren't they? And pictures are all taken at a place where the lady that lives there rescues all these animals. People bring her animals that maybe are sick, and she just takes their pictures like that and made the book about how they're all friends. So those friends were all pretty different from each other, weren't they? But they were also the same. Can you think of how they were all the same? They were all animals, weren't they? So in that way, they were all the same. But no matter how different we are, we can always find something that's the same about us. And here's a poem that I found that I thought you would like. It's called Different. Let's see, I'm gonna put it down there where I can see it. Hey, hey, I'm just me. I'm different from anyone else you'll see. Taller than John, shorter than Sue. My hair is lighter than Nancy's too. Eyes, not black or really green, not really blue, but in between. I've got more freckles than Dan or Fred. Jane reads better, but I can add. And Jim runs faster, which makes me sad. Johnny's arms are chocolate brown, and he's got the happiest grin in town. My arms are almost white, and Judy's dark tan, and it's all right. 'Cause Johnny is him, and I am me, and Judy is Judy, it's plain to see. And we're all as different as we can be. I thought that was kind of a fun poem. And the poem is, don't know who wrote it. It didn't say. Well, we always have to remember that no matter how different we are, we can always be friends. And we can always find something that we have in common that will help us be friends. And that's something we can do if we're little kids or if we're big people. You don't have to be grown up to make friends with people you meet or with people who are different from you. I've got a story here about two girls who figured that out. And this is a book that I just really love, and I think you'll like it too. And it's called The Other Side, and it's by Jacqueline Woodson with pictures by E.B. Lewis. And this one comes from Nancy Paulson Books from Penguin Random House. It's The Other Side. That summer, the fence that stretched through our town seemed bigger. We lived in a yellow house on one side of it. White people lived on the other side. And Mama said, "Don't climb that fence when you play." She said it wasn't safe. That summer there was a girl who wore a pink sweater. Each morning she climbed up on the fence and stared over at our side. Sometimes I stared back. She never sat on that fence with anybody, that girl didn't. Once when we were jumping rope, she asked if she could play. And my friend Sandra said no, without even asking the rest of us. I don't know what I would have said. Maybe yes, maybe no. That summer, everyone and everything on the other side of that fence seemed far away. When I asked my mama why, she said, "Because that's the way things have always been." Sometimes when me and Mama went into town, I saw that girl and her mama. She looked sad sometimes, that girl. "Don't stare," my mama said. "It's not polite." It rained a lot that summer. On rainy days, that girl sat on the fence in a raincoat. She let herself get all wet and acted like she didn't even care. Sometimes I saw her dancing around in puddles, splashing and laughing. Mama wouldn't let me go out in the rain. "That's why I bought you rainy day toys," my mama said. "You stay inside here where it's warm and safe and dry." But every time it rained, I looked for that girl, and I always found her, somewhere near the fence. Someplace in the middle of the summer, the rain stopped. When I walked outside, the grass was damp and the sun was already high up in the sky, and I stood there with my hands up in the air. I felt brave that day. I felt free. I got close to the fence, and that girl asked me my name. "Clover," I said. "My name's Annie," she said. "Annie Paul. I live over yonder," she said, "by where you see the laundry. That's my blouse hanging on the line." She smiled then. She had a pretty smile. And then I smiled, and we stood there looking at each other, smiling. "It's nice up on this fence," Annie said. "You can see all over." I ran my hand along the fence. I reached up and touched the top of it. "A fence like this was made for sitting on," Annie said. She looked at me sideways. "My mama says I shouldn't go on the other side," I said. "My mama said the same thing, but she never said nothing about sitting on it." "Neither did mine," I said. That summer, me and Annie sat together on that fence. And when Sandra and them looked at me funny, I just made believe I didn't care. Some mornings my mama watched us. I waited for her to tell me to get down from that fence before I broke my neck or something, but she never did. "I see you made a new friend," she said one morning, and I nodded, and Mama smiled. That summer, me and Annie sat on that fence and watched the whole wide world around us. One day, Sandra and them were jumping rope near the fence, and we asked if we could play. "I don't care," Sandra said. And when we jumped, Sandra and me were partners, just the way we used to be. When we were too tired to jump anymore, we sat up on that fence, all of us in a long line. "Someday, somebody's going to come along and knock this old fence down," Annie said. And I nodded. "Yeah," I said, "someday." The end. I really like that story. That's a good story. Well, if you've got your craft bag from the library, you've got a craft in there to make to go along with our story today. And if you don't, there's still plenty here, and you can come and get the crafts for January and make those. So here's what's in our craft bag today. You can make a friendship wreath like I've got down here. And when you get your bag like this, you'll find inside that there's a wreath. Basically, it's yellow because that's the only kind I could get. And you'll find some paper of all different skin tone colors. So I'm always the lightest one. So first thing you have to do is cut out a bunch of handprints. Let's see here. Let me get my wreath off of here. So I can hold it up better. And make a hole in my tablecloth. So you see, I've cut out a whole bunch of handprints. So now that's going to take a little time, and if you younger ones might need a little help with that. And how many you need is going to depend on how big your hand is. So just first cut out a bunch, and then kind of lay them out on the wreath till you get a design you like. I gave you a couple different ideas in the instructions of how you might lay them out. And once you get a design you like, and you might want to make them so you kind of cover up most of the yellow, then just glue them on with your glue stick. I gave you a piece of red paper and a pattern to make a little banner like this. And you can make it say friends, or you can make it say whatever you want to say. And a little string for hanging it up so you can hang it up someplace. Now, if you've got enough paper, you could even put hands on both sides, and then you could put it in a window and see it from inside and outside. But that's our craft for today, and I hope you enjoy making that. You might even have some different kinds of brownish or different tones of paper at home that you might want to use too. And of course, there's a coloring page in there too for you to do. So that was a really fun one to make. So it was good to have you here today. I'm glad that you could come and spend some time with me today. Let's sing our goodbye song. Are you ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Till next time, bye-bye.